will have two different codecs for a typical video file. One handles the video and a different codec handles the audio. And it's perfectly possible to have a video file that's got, and I can't remember what they are, different mechanisms for handling the audio. And at the front of that file is some description that says, when you open this file, by the way, the video is codec is that, and the audio codec is something else. And codec, incidentally, is short for compression decompression. That's all it means. It's just a fancy word. Those different container formats can all use the same codec. So you can have an AVA file that the video stream is compressed with the same codec as an MOV file or any other file sticks, and it's the codec that defines the compression. So I could write a file, an MOV file, that has the video compressed with a MPEG compression, or I could write an MOV file that has the video compressed MP4 type compression. When it comes to editing, then codecs become a slightly different problem and question, and you need to look at what's going on in the editing stream to be able to decide what is the best codec. The camera is capturing in a codec. When you go into editing, then the requirements of that codec, the codecs that you're using, are different. When you go to delivery, which is the output, it depends now on what you're delivering. If you're delivering a DVD, that's your deliverable, then the codec is more or less defined by the fact that you're going to a DVD. Yeah, because your DVD players need to be able to read what it is you're writing. If your delivery is to put a file up on YouTube, then you need a highly compressed MP4 type video in order to keep the data rate down that's coming down from YouTube. When you compress and then decompress it out the other end, you do not get what you started with. You have thrown information away in the process. There's two forms of compression in the video world. One's called intra-frame and the other is inter-frame. Now you need to sort of get your head around this. Intra-frame basically compresses each frame independently. It's good for editing. Why is it good for editing? Well, when you're editing, what you want to do is to get to a frame and then step to the next frame and then to the next frame, so that if you do blends and all this sort of stuff, the computer's got the entire data frame to work with. Interframe relies on spreads information from multiple frames. And here's some pictures I found which try and explain what it does. Now there's a picture, and as the picture changes, the software, the algorithm, it looks for changes from the original frame. So that frame produces that, that frame produces that, changes from the original frame. And as the sequence goes through, what you develop is the keyframe and then a sequence of change frames. So in order to compute what any particular frame consists of, you need to go to the keyframe and then add the changes from every of the other frames up to the point that you're at. That's very efficient from a compression point of view, but rubbish for editing. Because now your editor, if you want to get to this frame, has got to go up there and go, oh, that bit, 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 and get to here. Okay? Which puts a big demand on the computer that's doing the editing.